Hello, hello! Once again, we are here. As you know, we are Julie and Livia, and we want to welcome you back to our channel. This month of April is been a real adventure full of special moments and experiences that we won't forget. And best of all, it's not over yet. In fact, we still have yet to share with you what we are going to do at Easter. But well, we are gonna tell you that in another video. So stay tuned. Today, instead, we come to tell you about something that makes us very excited, and that is our trip to Guernica, which we did at the beginning of this month, from 2 to 5 April. It was short but very intense and special getaway. So we want to tell you everything in detail. Let's start at the beginning. Wednesday, 2nd of April, was the day of our trip. We leave from Pilsen, the city where we are living now, and our first destination was the airport of Prague. The ride there was a bit long, but uncomplicated. We first took a Flixbus from Pilsen to Slitin, which is one of the biggest bus stations in Prague. And from there, we took the bus number 100, which goes straight to the airport. That's it, from Slitin to the airport. It's a road we already knew, so everything went pretty nice. Since we had already checked-in online the day before, when we arrived to the airport, we only had to scan our digital tickets and go through the security check. Everything went perfect. Our flight was direct from Prague to Bilbao, non-stop, which was fortunate because we saved quite a bit of time. The flight took about 2 hours and a half, and although it was long, it was quite enjoyable. It's true that when we landed to Bilbao, it was a lot of wind and a lot of turbulences. And we landed in Bilbao late in the afternoon, and there my parents and my sister were waiting for us. It was very nice to meet them again, and from the airport we all drive together to Guernica, where we will spend the next few days. When we arrived to home, we settled in my room, relaxed a bit, had dinner with my family, and then went to sleep to recharge our batteries for the next day, which was going to be quite full. Thursday was a very busy day, one of those days when you don't stop for a second, but in a good way. We got up early because I had an appointment with my dentist at 9 a.m. But before that, we met a friend of mine whom Julie didn't know yet. It was a special moment because they finally met in person after I had told her so much about him. The three of us went to the dentist. Then we picked up some contact lenses I had ordered. And after that, since my friend had to leave, Julie and I took the opportunity to do some local sightseeing in my hometown. I showed her some of the most emblematic places in Guernica. We took a walk through the center, we went to Europe Park, we saw the famous tree of Guernica, which has so much symbolic importance for the history of Basque country, and of course we could not miss a stop to see the mural of Guernica by Picasso, a work that represents so much for the memory of this place. After that, we went to the piercing and tattoo studio because Julie had an appointment at 10:30 more or less. She had her eighth piercing done, which, by the way, looked great. Then we went to buy saline solution so she could cure it properly, and we continue with our adventures. after all this stuff done in the morning, we took the car and decided to do a route along the coast. The first stop was San Juan de Gaztelugatxe, a spectacular place where the Game of Thrones series was recorded. Climbing up to the Hermitage was tiring, but the views are really worth it. Afterwards, we went to Mundaka, a small coastal town with lots of charm. There we took a quiet walk, enjoyed the atmosphere, and ate some delicious pinchos, because you can be in Basque country and not try the local cuisine. It's almost mandatory. And there we drink mosto, like it's a grape juice, and Julie take one pincho and the lasagna, and in my case I take another pincho, like tortilla pincho, like Spanish omelette pincho. And then to the end of the day we went to the Laga beach. We wanted to see the sunset from there, and it was beautiful. The sky was filled with warm colors, the sea breeze, the sound of the waves. It was a very nice and relaxing moment. Ideal to close such a full day. And also here in Laga, the bar was open, so we took like a bollo de mantequilla and we eat it in front of the beach. After that, we went back home, already quite tired, and went to sleep with a happy heart and had a lot of new memories. And well, so much for my part of the trip. Now I give way to Julie, who is going to tell you and explain you how was our next day. Okay, so now Julie is gonna explain you our next day. That was Friday. So go ahead, Julie.
Yes, so on Friday we got up a bit later than on Thursday. I think it was around 9 almost. We ate breakfast and her mom did a breakfast menu for us. It was really good, and after that we decided to go to Bilbao. Livia planned our trip ahead because she was playing my local guide. So we took the bus to Bilbao. I think we drove for about 1 hour maybe. And when we got there, we went for a nice walk to show me around. She showed me a really big shopping center. A lot of people were there, and our first real stop was a church. It wasn't on our list, but we saw it from the outside, and I really liked its white facade. So it was open and we went inside. We of course took a few pictures also from the outside and from the inside. And after taking a look around in the church, we continued with our walk. We went to the river and walked there on the riverside. And after walking for a while, I think at that point we already had 10,000 steps in. So we decided to sit down in a cafe and have a coffee. And funnily enough, the cafe we chose, or Livia chose, was directly beside the famous museum Guggenheim. And she told me in that point she would never sit there because she's a local, but she wants to do touristy things with me. So she sat there with me, of course. We had a coffee. We watched people, of course. So it was the perfect spot for people watching. And we sat there for an hour. And then we decided to go into the museum because we still had time left until lunch. And in the museum, I think we went in as students. It was really interesting, I have to say, although normally I'm not the biggest fan of sculptures in museums, but this one was quite fun. We also tried to interpret what the artist could mean there. I'm not sure if we got it completely right, but we did our best. So we went through the sculptures and all the other things in the exhibitions, like the gallery and the nice paintings. I really enjoyed the abstract paintings myself. I think you did too.
Yes.
And then we went to have lunch with her friends. And for me, it was a really late lunch. I think it was 3. And normally, you know, we eat at 12. So we had our lunch at 3 with a few of her friends. We went to a really nice vegetarian place. It was really good. And we ate like 3 or 4 courses. And all were perfect. I really enjoyed that. Also getting to know her friends, talking with them, listening to their conversation. They were all making an effort to speaking English. That was really nice for me because I could participate and listen. And after the lunch, we went for a walk also with the friends. And after the walk, we decided to sit down on a bench for a while, talk some more. And it was already 6 suddenly. So we had to take the train home, but not before buying something special, some sweet. I think it was Palmera. Palmera, yes. It was so good, really, with chocolate, very good. And we took the train back. It was again 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. We arrived in Anglická. Directly after arriving, we went to a supermarket because we still had to buy some souvenirs and other things for the mini project. And we also met another friend of Livia's on our way there. After the supermarket, we went to a bar to meet with some other friends of Livia's. They were also all super nice. They also made an effort to speak in English. All in all, it was a really enjoyable evening. And even if we hadn't planned to stay out that late, we arrived at 10:30, I think, at your home and ate a bit of dinner. And that was our day. Saturday started really early for both of us because my flight left at 7:15. So we got up at 5:30 or 5:40, got ready. I, of course, already packed all my stuff the evening before. So I only had to get dressed and we could leave directly. Livia's mom was really nice and she packed me food for the way. So I didn't have to go hungry or buy expensive airport food. I ate that as a breakfast on the plane. And Livia and her mom both drove me to the airport. We said our goodbyes and I boarded the plane. For me, it was a really relaxing journey, I have to say, because none of my flights were late. I was traveling from Bilbao airport to Munich and then from Munich to Dresden, where my dad got me. He picked me up and we went home. So I arrived home and Livia went to Tenerife in the afternoon to spend time there with her friends. So for both of us, it was a really nice time there. And I'm happy that I met all of her friends, maybe not all of them, but some of them. I plan to come back sometime, definitely. And I also, of course, have something to always remember these few days, the piercing, you know. So that was our video. I hope we hope you enjoyed it. And until the next time.
Bye!